I was waffling about getting out this weekend. I was tired and anxious about where I would even go. I just didn't even have a plan. So I thought, it's easier to just go with inertia and stay home. Then I was sitting on my couch looking out my living room window at my neighbor's larch. And the light was catching it from time to time, coming out from behind just a few scattered cumulus clouds. It would catch those needles and they would glow. And I thought, I have to go. I need to go to the Swan Valley, the most epic larch place I know of. And I just need to go. I can't sit here at home. I just need to leave. I don't think about it. Don't intellectualize it. Don't analyze it. Just go. And so I did. And I'm so glad that I did. When coming to the Swan Valley, it just seems important to stop and visit the granddaddy of all larches, which is this larch here. This is Gus. This is the largest known larch in the United States. It's amazing. It's estimated to be over 1,000 years old, and I always try to stop by Gus when I'm coming to the Swan Valley for golden larch season. Asking for a blessing is overstating it and adding religious overtones to something that's not really religious. It's really just, it seems important to visit the larch of all larches when coming up here. I don't know, it's a habit I've gotten into over the years. I'm gonna shoot a little bit in this grove with this overcast coming and going light. It's kind of fun to play with the different larches as they catch the side and backlight and the needles just glow. I'm gonna play around with that a little bit here in this grove, and then I'm gonna head further north towards Condon. I'm just gonna follow my nose and go where the light and the larch take me. So I found a shot that I really like, and I think the best way to describe it is to show it to you. This shot really needs a 350, 400 millimeter range to get into that intimate scene and isolate that specific moment. So I'll show you how it kind of works. I'm at 100 millimeters right now, the widest this lens goes. And I'm zooming in, cutting out the rest of the forest, and then using these trees on either side as a frame for the actual scene here. And then in post, I'll crop the top to eliminate the sky, and then crop up from the bottom a ways to eliminate a lot of that foreground, basically up to the base of the trunk on the right side of the frame. It's one of those instances where there's a lot going on, and so to hone in on and find an intimate scene, just a small vignette of the entire forest, is really, really fun. I've decided that I'm going to stick with this shot for as long as it takes, which may be a couple more hours. I think it's worth it. Every once in a while you find a scene like this and you think, okay, this has so much potential with the right light, under the right conditions. Conditions are right now. The larch are golden. This is maybe the last clear day for a while that we have where this is even possible with the lighting scenario. So then it becomes a question of, is it worth the wait? I think it is. I don't have any other places to go. I had no other plans for sunset. I think it's worth it. So I'm gonna stick with it as long as it makes sense. And by that I mean, so when the sun gets so low and it gets behind trees that it's clear that it will no longer be able to side or backlight the upper bough and the little larch, then that's probably when I'll call it and realize that that's it for the light on the scene today. And then maybe I'll go find something else, or if it's the end of the day, I'll just call it and conclude with this shot for the day. Either way, I'll be very happy, very, very pleased to even find this and tune into it and spend the afternoon standing in this beautiful forest. What else was I gonna do with my day? Clean the house? Watch Netflix? No, this is where I want to be. Good morning. It is a very active one out here in the woods. The squirrels are especially chattery, it seems, today. So it's my birthday today. And the larch, yeah, they're at peak. They're amazing. Oh, I can't think of any place I'd rather be on my birthday. Somewhere out in the woods in nature is just a gift, a total gift. Birthdays are always strange for me because in spite of the fact that I feel like I've gotten a good sense of what I value in life, which is not money, not success or fame or notoriety, but just connectedness with others, with nature. Those are the things that make me feel most grounded and make me feel most like a person. And that feels good. And that's something I continue to seek because it feels good, which I think is a positive move. I think those values are congruous with a happy and healthy life. But in spite of that, I still sometimes can't shake the notion each year that I should have more money or a bigger, more flourishing business or more friends or more travel, more freedom. I wish we were more financially stable. I wish we could buy a house. I wish all these things start to roll in, especially as I get older and feel like, oh man, I should have these things by now. So many of my friends have these things by now. Those are hard thoughts to shake, but I have to calm myself and remind myself that I have everything that I need. everything I need to be happy. All right, I don't know if any of that made sense. Just talking to a camera in the woods. Yeah. Okay, so this is it. This is my morning shot. And let me tell you something. It doesn't work. Not today. I scouted this shot, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago now. I was just hiking with Linz, and we were walking up along Lindbergh Lake and then up towards Glacier Lake from Lindbergh, and saw this perfect little gap between the trees, which provides you an unfettered view of the snaking curve of Lindbergh Lake. And I always thought, oh, and it's loaded with larch too. There's just so many larch on both sides and on the far end of the lake. So it's just a beautiful spot here in the fall, and the larch really do seem to be at peak. And I just always envision this with, I don't know, either an interesting sky or even more so, just some side or backlighting of the larch to really bring them to life. And none of that is happening today. The other thing is it's a little breezy, and so the lake is not a mirror, which I think would make for an even better shot. Just not gonna work today, but always happy to return here. It's one of those shots that I know I'll get someday, and I'll keep coming back here as often as I can to try to capture this, because I just love this view of the lake. I'm gonna take a couple more shots, and then I think I'm gonna head back to the van and maybe sit by the lakeshore and read and drink some coffee. In spite of the fact that this is not a keeper image by any means, I'll show you the idea, and hopefully at some point I'll get a keeper from here. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye.